Alright, so in this video, we're going to be building out an application core functionality. So this file actually originated from Curtis. He is the one that taught it over in Free Skills. You should go check out his channel. I'll leave a link in the description. And if I do forget, just feel free to ask or search him up. But this is where this application class actually came from. So I'm gonna create a new file, and I'm gonna call this should be in this core new file. There we go. This is going to be application.core.php, and all this is it creates some security stuff, type functions. So we're just gonna create a new config variable. We're gonna do config set, and this is going to be debug, and simply I'm just going to set this to true. So in our application class, we're going to do class app. First I need to open up PHP, and this is going to be class application, and we're going to create a constructor function. So public function underscore construct, and we're going to create two functions. So I'm just going to create the functions for them real quick. Public function underscore set underscore reporting. I'm sorry, this is not a public. This will be a private. And I probably can make this protected if I really wanted to, because we won't use this outside of this class. Then I'm going to create another function, private function, and so all this is going to be unregistered globals. So underscore unregister score globals. And so PHP comes with a bunch of global variables: session, cookie, post, get, request, server. All we're gonna do is we're just gonna unset all of those globals whenever we instantiate a new controller. And so when we instantiate that new controller, it'll unset all of these globals and then decide to set error reporting for that controller based off of this function. So we need to actually initialize those. So $ this, and then underscore set underscore reporting, $ this underscore unset or unregistered globals, and that should be the function. Okay. So all we're going to do for the set reporting is first we're going to check to see if config get and then debug. And so if that's set to true, we're going to say error reporting all, and then ini set, and we're going to use display errors. Else, if debug is set to false, all we're going to do is we're going to set error reporting equal to 0. Why am I having so much trouble? Okay. And then we're going to set ini set, and display errors is going to be equal to 0 this time. Display errors. And then ini underscore set, and we're going to say log underscore errors, and we're going to set that equal to 1, and then we're going to point where we want to set the log error underscore log, and we're just going to set that equal to our root. We don't need this ds. Instead, what we'll do is we'll create a temp folder, and then ds into that temp folder, create a logs folder after that. And you know what? We'll modify this in a moment. ds, and then errors.log. And what we'll do is we're going to just copy this and say set this equal to error underscore log. And then we'll go into our bootstrap and create a new const error underscore log. And we'll set that equal to that root that we just created. Something. Well, I know for a fact that this won't be void. I'm not sure why this is saying that's getting a void. Shouldn't be, because this is right here. Unless, no, I didn't accidentally delete that. Did I? Oh, I did. Okay. Const ini is equal to, then we'll do con init is equal to, and then we'll point this to our core init.ds. There we go. Still shouldn't be giving us a void. Well, we still have those, so we can verify that this is working. And ini does already exist. I didn't see where I created the ini. Oh, I did. It's up there. Okay. Just so it is still working. It's just my text editor is giving me a weird error. Okay. Now we know this error log is also coming from our bootstrap, which, oh, I know what the problem is. It's because I'm not actually requiring. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna write some code here. I forgot to write this in our original bootstrap file, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna use SPL underscore auto load underscore register. And so we're gonna pass in a function, and we're gonna say $class is the variable for that function. And we're gonna just say if and then file underscore exists. And we're gonna check this controllers. And we're gonna see if there's a class folder. And then we're gonna see if that class has a file .controller.php in it. And if it does, we're just gonna require that. Else if the file exists for, essentially we're just going to copy this, but we're going to change this, and this actually should have a .ds here, .ds. Okay, so we're going to copy this, we're going to see if the file exists again, but this time we're going to change this to, from con to mod, and then we're going to change this to model. And then we're going to copy this, and we're going to require that file. And so if that we're also going to search for else, and we're going to look in our core folder. So change this to else if actually file underscore exists, and we're going to look in our core $class.core.php, and if it does, we're going to require it. Now we don't have any other classes that we're going to look into, so we're just going to add our apostrophe here, and this will auto load. And that was one of the things, that's actually why if we were to load our application class, it would not work. We actually do need that. And then in our bootstrap, this error log is there. So yeah, okay. Sorry about that. I don't know how I forgot to add that in there. but we do need this snippet of code. Alrighty, so with all that, we can continue in our application class for unregistered globals. So, as I said earlier, we're going to unset all of the globals that are set by default. So if I get, and I could have just used that, but I'm not going to, register globals. So this will check the INI to see if it has the register's global set, and we'll say $globals is equal to $_session pass get all these different global variables, checks to see if basically this creates an array of them. And so we're going to say for each globals as $G. So that's $globals as $G. So for each globals is global. We're going to loop through that again. So for each, and then this time we're going to use globals because that is the global variable, $key, or sorry, $G, and then as $key, and we're gonna check the key value pair. So $, and we're actually not going to unset that yet. We're going to first use if, and then $globals, globals, there we go, $key, and we're gonna see if that's equal to the value for the key value pair. And then if that is there, we're going to unset the globals G with or the globals key. I'm not entirely sure why it keeps doing that, but we're gonna unset the globals with that specific key. And then it's like I'm missing a curly brace there. Oh, I misspelled globals, so $. There we go. That's what happens when you try going through it too fast. We're actually not going to be able to test this until we get our core our core controller class built up, which we won't be building that for another few episodes. In the next episode, we're going to start building out a router. But this is the entire function. It gets kind of nested, so I'm going to go over this one more time. So first, we're checking the INI to see if the register globals is actually turned on. And if it's turned on, we create this array here of globals with all the different global value variables, so session, post, get, request, server, env, and cookie. And then it does that. It loops through each of these here and creates this G variable, which is the global itself. And then it checks to see if the globals with that existing key here exists. And if that exists, it creates this key value pair here. And we check the if statement to see if that key actually equals this value. And if it does, it unsets it. So in the next episode, we're going to start building out a router. And the next episode's going to be quite long, so hang in there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.